Hey, and welcome to another fun tutorial. And today I'm going to show you how you can create this cool effect here, where you can have this flame in your hand and it looks pretty realistic actually. How come these effects are all some stuff that you can't actually have in real life? I always feel stupid when calling them realistic. Who cares? Let's get started. Now there's a similar tutorial to this one online already, but I've changed a few things and I think it's easier to make that way in case you know the other one, just in case. So we have the hand footage here. I'm just gonna drag that to new composition on the new comp button, and this is footage from videocopilot.net, and I don't have any footage of a hand myself. Unfortunately, if I did, it would be really bad quality, so sorry, but I'm not using that. I don't want to. That's embarrassing for me. I haven't got my new camera yet. So I've got this footage from videocopilot.net. This is Sam Moya's hand. It was in the bug tutorial where you got bugs crawling on your face or up your arm, and this is the footage from that. You can download it as well as in the project files for that tutorial on videocopilot.net, which I'm already saying for the third time, I just noticed. Who cares? Let's get started. Now what you want to do first is you have your footage and you want to track it. So you're going to go to Window and open the tracker controls. Then you're going to go to Track Motion, zoom in here a bit, select this track point, just scale it up a bit, and move it to those points over there, for example. These work pretty well. Not always, but they sometimes do. And because I don't want this tutorial to waste any time, I've already created that tracker. Well, I'm going to copy the one from the preview I just showed you, and we'll use that one instead for this tutorial. What you'd have to do is you just basically set it here, and you create a new null object in your composition, and then once you've got it tracked, you just click on the Analyze Forward button here when you're in the first frame, and analyze this footage, and then you can apply this data. You can edit the target, so make sure it's the null, and apply the data, and that's how you would have your tracker null object. Now I'm going to just take the one from the other composition. I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, and paste this null object in here. I'm just going to call it Tracker. And it basically, when I turn it on here, the visibility, it's stuck to my footage, well, basically to the middle of the hand for some distance. I didn't track all the way. I tracked I'm going to stop this at 2 seconds, press the N key to end this here at 2 seconds. And yeah, now we've got the footage tracked. So our next step would be to import the flame footage. Now there's footage like this on detonation films. Oops, that was a mistake, sorry there. We pull in our composition down here. There's footage like this on detonationfilms.com. You can just go there and download it. It's a really cool website with lots of flames and gunshots. I really recommend it. We're going to set this layer's transfer mode to add so that the black disappears, and this label down here, the detonation films, that's only on the very first frame. So or on the first view, it ends right about here. And because this is fairly long, this flame, we're going to drag it back so that we're just going to check the first frame here, drag it back until we got this one spot that we want. There's this spot at the end where it just blows up and then it burns for quite some time. So we'll go there at this moment, and we're going to drag it up into the middle of our hand. Then holding one of these corners and the shift key on your keyboard, you can scale it up. It's a uniform scale so it doesn't distort anything, and we're going to make it even bigger, and that should fit. And this is important. You're going to have to take the pig whip and parent this to the tracker so that it also has the tracking, it follows the tracking null object, and it stays on the hand the entire time. And now I'm going to pull it up even a bit further there so it's in the middle of the hand, and I think that fits pretty well. So Now make sure you got the flame footage selected, and we're going to go to Effect, Color Correction, and where is it? Curves. And we're going to add some contrast. So just drag this up a bit, this down, just a tiny bit, so you can see a difference here. Just a tiny bit in contrast difference. It's not that great, but makes it look a bit better. And go also Effect, Blur and Sharpen, Sharpen. Because it's slightly blurred, we're going to add like a value of 25, and that brings back some of the details you can see there. Okay, we're done with the flame footage. Now this, some people like to stop at this step. This looks, well, it looks like he has a flame in the hand, but yeah, it doesn't look that realistic. It just looks like it doesn't really look like anything. It looks really composited and fake. So we're going to add a new solid. We're going to call this Orange Glow, and in the color selection make sure you get a color like this. I chose 250, 150, and 15 for the RGB values. You can just use them as well. Okay, make comp size okay. Now I'm just going to leave the tracker at the top, and we're going to turn off the visibility for this layer for a second, and take our pen tool, and we're just going to draw a quick mask here on the hand, something like that. Turn the visibility back on, and you see we've got that. Now that looks really odd. So we're gonna go to, we're gonna hit have this layer selected, hit MM, and the mask feather will feather this out a bit, and then with this layer selected, hit Shift T, which also opens the opacity, and we're gonna pull this down all the way to, sorry again, all the way to 37%. That's what I chose for the previous composition. And if we have that now. And also we're going to change the mode to add. So instead of that normal orange dark type, we have a glowy, I don't know how to describe this, more like it's a glow on the hand actually. And now this is one of the important steps. Go to Effect, Stylize Glow, and I'm not going to change it to this simple glow here. We're going to go to Alpha Channel, which makes that ring there. And now we're going to set the glow threshold all the way up to 95% to pull that ring in there. Maybe even a bit more, just so we get that ring in the middle there. I might pull this over a bit. It doesn't have to fit perfectly on the hand like I had it earlier. The glow radius, we're going to push up to 92. So we got the ring like blurred out, and the intensity will also pull up to 8, so it's really bright. And this already looks a lot better. And it's important, what I just missed here is that the glow is below the flame. Did that even make a difference now? That's odd. Oh well. And the glow also has to be parented to the tracker so that it moves with the hand. And now this looks really cool. There's only one thing we're still missing, and that is a flicker on the glow, so that it looks a bit more realistic. For that, we're going to open the opacity, and instead of adding keyframes that affect the opacity, we're going to Alt-click on the little stopwatch, and we're going to add a wiggle expression. And the one we're going to add is wiggle 10, 10, and hit enter on the numpad. What this does is it changes the opacity value 10 times a second. It changes it to 10%. And this is, for my limited experimentation with the first test, this seems to look pretty cool. If I do a quick RAM preview, we can see how this turns out, and that looks pretty cool. And maybe we can go back into our orange glow and turn up the threshold, pull that, well, we can't pull it any further. We have to make the mask a bit smaller. So maybe, oh, if I think about it, this looks okay. As long as the this ring doesn't go off the hand. We got the nice glow around on the fingers, over here, over there, on the thumb here. It looks really cool. And if you found this, so we're done here. If you found this tutorial any helpful, please go and visit my blog at KillianCoe, I don't know how you pronounce that, I won't even tell you how I do, .com. That's my YouTube username. On the blog you can view my tutorials. You've got these embedded right here in the YouTube player.
I'm going to show you how you can create this cool.
I'm going to turn the sound off, and if you go on full screen, you won't see this very well, but this is HD. You'll see this really good. It lags a bit too because I'm recording, but you can watch this tutorial in HD from a really fast server at YouTube. I really recommend it. I'm going to go to the home page right now. There's all my tutorials. Please visit, comment, and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye.